team.
This is the Veneto. Very good tier 7 battleship. I have the
Yep.
range upgrade, but only stock hull.
Okay. Why did you do it that way?
Because 15.7 range is more painful, especially when you get into tier 10 matches.
Okay, true. In this case, you're in a tier 6 game, so congratulations, you beat the lottery on that one.
Like like the stock hull is actually fine for newer ships, relatively
Yeah.
speaking.
Okay. I mean, it's got a pretty good turning radius, which doesn't change between hulls. It's just a rudder shift. So, sure. Hey! Masada, it's been a while. How have you been, man?
Uncot_Masada just resubscribed for 7 months.
Cheers,
What's
dude.
up, gang? Howdy, Zath. Hope stream is going good. Hello again, SAT.
Stream's going great. I'm assuming you didn't go into A because there's nobody there with you? Like no destroyers?
Yep, and with the destroyer there, I said, nope, I'm not going in.
Because if you go in, you're just gonna die. Possibly.
Yeah.
Now-
Either that or ram the destroyer.
One thing I do like about the Veneto, unlike the 7, it does have the fuel smoke, which means that you can pop Inky and basically disappear. Which does allow you to sneak up on battleships and cruisers, and destroyers, I suppose, and just give them the blappy blap.
It does, but oftentimes I kind of struggle to find like some sort of use for it.
Hmm.
When you're up tiered like this, you usually don't have to worry. You don't usually have to use your fuel smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're up tiered, you have bigger problems to worry about.
Nice SAP hit, by the way. Now SAP, you find yourself using mostly in this ship, right?
About half and half.
Okay.
Against that Turk bits, I just have sap loaded, but if I had AP, I would have done about the same amount of damage.
Right. The Torpets is nice because it's got a large superstructure, so your sap is going to hit that and penetrate and dig into it. So, you know, both are good shells.
Yep. For AP, you want to that's you're using for broadside battleships. If you're
Yes.
using against cruisers, it's more because you don't have the SAP loaded.
Hmm. So you'd still use SAP on cruisers. Interesting.
Generally speaking, you use SAP on cruisers and AP on battleships.
Hmm.
But it gets kind of hazy because sometimes you want to hit the some of the heavier armored cruisers, you want the AP anyways to hit
Sure.
the Citadel.
And this is because of the fact that a lot of cruisers, because of your muzzle velocity, you'll just straight overpen those cruisers that are broadside, right?
If you remember the Caraccio game from, I believe, last week, I
Mhm.
was nuking that Atlanta with SAP. If I used AP, I would have gotten 3 or 4 overpens.
Right. Oh, look, your team's decided to go to A now.
Well, I'll let them do that, because I don't want to deal with the SHO.
There you go. And Masada working 84 hours a week sucks. Dude, I can only imagine. Thanks for doing whatever it is that you're doing. I hope you're getting a lot of money out of it, and I hope that you're getting fulfillment out of it, because that's a lot of work. Blast is almost at his free Colorado already. Good. I'm getting there too. It's amazing what happens when you just play the game.
I just don't want to deal with the 3 destroyers that at A, because
yeah.
A, they're destroyers, and B, there's no damage.
That's a hornet's nest right there. That's crazy. What that also means is that your team should be free to dominate at Charlie, now that their destroyer is dead over there.
Kinda.
Right.
And of course, the Italian battleships are even worse against destroyers than other battleships. So
Why is that?
Don't ask me why. SAP and AP are guaranteed to do. They're maxed out at 10% of their stated of their max damage.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're gonna do overpens only.
Yep.
If I were if I was any other battleship, I could just fire HE and do some, a lot more damage.
Right. So while your sap will penetrate, it just won't really hurt much, essentially.
Yep, pretty much. If a destroyer rushes you, you just cry.
It could still
And it
break
doesn't help
modules, right?
Probably.
Hmm.
I don't think I've actually seen it break modules, so I don't know.
Unless you get, I think, no, you can't unless maybe Citadel hits with sap. Think that happened to me once in the past, but
Either way, you have little damage and you have massive, very long reload time. So if you shoot at a destroyer with anything but the tier 9 and tier 10 battleships, you're just kind of crying.
I'm surprised you waited so long to shoot the Trento there. You were hoping that the West Virginia would come back?
Yeah. That and dispersion.
Yeah. Well, your Gaja's making short work of that West Virginia, though. So that's good. And possibly the key behind it. Now, your last salvo was behind the Trento. Of course, you can't see it now, so...
He was, I think I think I'm a bit low for that turnout.
It's hard when they go unspotted. You can't follow your shells and see where they hit. I don't know about you guys in chat. I've had those cases before where I fire my shells and think it's a perfect Citadel, 100% whatever, and the shells just disappeared out of thin air.
I haven't not been playing a Veneto for too long, so it's kind of hard to adjust to the shells since they're unusually fast.
Yes, they
Especially since I kind of switch off between playing the EU destroyers and the Veneto, and they're completely opposites in terms of shell velocity.
See, now here you could pop your smoke and use that as a way to creep up and get close to the West Virginia, but you don't really need it right now. You just go and kill them. There you go. Oh no. Okay, so you've got a smoke you got the cyclone coming in. So you've somehow managed to lose Charlie on the account that your team has decided to go all the way around the island north of on Charlie's side. That's a head scratcher?
That's good.
That's good for you, right? More XP.
Yeah. And looking at the team, I'm not worried about losing. Like, there is the interesting...
Oh.
There's the bar fight up at C,
Mm-hmm.
and A, we have lost almost everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to go in and save the day, except Cyclone ruined that plan.
Well, that's the thing, right? Also, your carrier is probably fooked as soon as the Queen Elizabeth dies.
Not my problem.
That's right, that is very true. Just get you a time extension, that's all.
Yep.
You can see SAT's using that circle on the minimap, and then the shots to try to... Oh, hello, Lowenhart. Figure out where Baltimore's is. That was close.
Yeah. Doesn't help that Veneto already has accuracy issues when it's locked, but trying to fire when unlocked is exercise in futation. In futility.
Mm-hmm. Now, Baltimore's got high, radar, so you can't really use the smoky thing against him. Oh, he just died. That's neat. So now you have a choice. Go into Charlie, get the easy base XP, or go after the carrier, right?
Mm-hmm. So since I saw the Lowenhart's planes looks like they were landing, so I figured he must have been close by. And 90% of carrier players will not move their carriers.
Right.
Unfortunately, he is not part of that 90%.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually speed it up because it's going to be relatively boring for a while.
Okay.
The Lowenhart is on top of being overpowered, it's also an extremely fast carrier.
Yep.
I think it has like 36, 37 knots top speed. So Masaccio takes care of Warspite, and I'm trying to chase down a 37 knot carrier with a 30 knot battleship.
In other words, you're better off just going south to A.
And since the enemies thankfully took care of our allies down there, I get to go in and take care of them.
As they just sail straight into Bravo like that. That's great. Welcome back, Kadu.
Like, I'm not even worried about the torpedo bombers at this point. I know the Lowenhart's torpedo bombers are practically tier 4 quality.
The bigger
Zero
problem.
damage, 35 knot speed.
The
Yep.
bigger problem is showing the key broadside and possibly taking key torpedoes. Here's another good opportunity actually for you to smoke if you wanted to.
Thinking about it, I was like, nah.
But you could, and that would allow you to sneak up on the key.
Yep.
Of course.
I was hoping that the Huanghe would hit one torp, and I could get the finisher on him.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he hit him with 2.
Mm-hmm. Now, fortunately for you, the storm has cleared, so now you can hit the Lowenhart.
Yep. I can leave Trento on 5k HP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Veneto, like, it has, like, you think it would have the qualities of at least a decent ship. It has high damage shells, very effective against cruisers,
Mm-hmm.
has the fuel smoke, and the armor scheme isn't too bad. The problem is just that her guns don't hit anything. Unless you literally run up to the guy and get into his face. And that you don't want to do. Half the time.
Well, if you think about it, it's kind of like you're paying for that gimmick, right? You're paying for that fuel smoke.
It's a common I think that's one of the main reasons why not a lot of people like the Italian battleships. Up until tier 9, tier 10, the accuracy problem is massive.
Now, you're not using AP here to go for citadels. Instead, you're opting for shots on the hangar and stuff.
Yep, I'm not going to bother with it.
Because as soon as you switch to AP, he turns away and then dodges or bounces all your shells.
SAP is a lot more consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're holding your shots there probably because you wanted the kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the SAP is very consistent, especially since I know the carrier is not heavily armored.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of other battleships would probably just overpen, maybe 1 or 2 sits. For me, I'm like, just let me get my 6 or 7 pens since I'm close enough. And I'll
Sure.
deal like 10k guaranteed.
Right. Well, thanks for sending that replay in. It's always fun to see a ship that, you know, is very tough to play doing quite well. Let's put it that way.
Fortunately, a lot of things lined up in this match. Been some other matches, especially when you get to tier 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna die inside.
Grunty, I was trying to kind of slightly hint at that, but I wasn't gonna go that far. But sure, go ahead and just come right out and say it.